So moving on to today's topic, in today's webinar, we will be learning or understanding about some of the offbeat career options that's available for students, or some of the unique or unconventional career options that you all can pursue as students. And we will also understand about, in order to pursue that particular career, what is the path or what do you have to study, and which are some of the institutes or which are some of the colleges that's offering courses in that particular program. So let us begin with today's webinar. So like I've already mentioned, engineering, medical, law, management, all of these courses have been quite popular in the last decade, and we all are aware of these courses, and we also know about how to pursue them, what are the job opportunities. And as students, you might have much more details because you might have seen your cousins, siblings, relatives, or even your own parents being in this profession. So now that you're aware of all of these career options, today I'm here to let you all know about some of the unique or different career options that you all could look at. Because the regular career options or the conventional or the traditional career options are not meant for everyone, and not all the students want to pursue engineering, not all the students want to pursue medical, law, or management. So let us begin and understand what are some of these. So there might be some of you as students, you might want to pursue a career, or you might want to get into the field that interests you or that matches your hobbies and passions, correct? So that is why, or that is where unconventional career paths come into the picture. But if you just look at unconventional career paths also, although unconventional career options have been beneficial for a lot of people, it is not very easy to pursue them. There are some challenges even in pursuing offbeat career options or unconventional career options. So some of the challenges for students who might opt unconventional career options are, first of all, there will be a lack of guidance because not many are aware of these professions. So there might be lack of guidance, and there is very less exposure. There is also very less exposure about these career options or career paths. And because this is different from the careers that you already are pursuing or that is already popular, some of them or some of your parents, teachers, or your own peers might think that you're doing something different, that is something away from the normal or something extraordinary. And uh, 1 minute. Yeah. There is also lack of proper platform to showcase one's talent, because these are all new careers or new career options that's available. There might be lack of guidance, and there might also be lack of platform to showcase one's talents. So these are all some of the challenges that you might face if you are looking at a different career option. But if you have the confidence and if you are willing to work hard and if you're really passionate about a particular career, you can make it work. Even if you choose any career that you're willing to, you can make it work if you put in that kind of effort that is required. So today, let us try and understand what are some of the career options that's available. So the first option that I will be talking about is rural studies. So has anyone heard of this? Has anyone heard of this career option or career path? Rural studies. Has any one of you, any students?
No, ma'am.
No? Okay.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So rural studies is one of the career option which is different or away from the normal. If you're someone as a student or as an individual, if you're someone who wants to engage in various rural development activities or community developmental activities, or if you want to work with people who do not have access to basic facilities like water, food, shelter, or if you even want to work for their education, then you could consider rural studies. What happens in rural studies is you will get a chance to work in the rural areas or different villages and different towns. Here you will be understanding people's issues from person to person or from houses to houses. You will be understanding the issues that they are facing as a community there, or as a village there, what are some of the issues that they are facing. It could be in terms of access to education, access to electricity, access to water, different issues that they face, and how you could improve their situations, or how you could work towards the betterment of these situations. So you will be studying about all of this. And here you will also learn subjects like animal husbandry, forestry, farm management, agriculture, environmental management, community development, child development. These are again some of the subjects that you will be studying in rural studies. So the career option is called as rural studies. Under the rural studies course, these are some of the subjects that you will be studying. So let us look at what are some of the courses that you need to pursue in order to get into the field of rural studies. So after your 12th or after your plus 2 level, there is a course called as Bachelor's in Rural Studies. If any one of you are interested in getting into this career path, then you could finish your Bachelor's in Rural Studies. And this is a 3-year bachelor's degree program, or a degree or an undergraduation program. And after your graduation, you can go ahead and do a master's in rural studies, which is a 2-year program. Now let us look at which are some of the institutes that's offering this particular course, or what happens after you do this particular course, which are some of the areas that you could work at. So some of the institutes that's offering rural studies course are Bhavnagar University, Gujarat. Then there is also BRS College of Rural Studies, Gujarat. Then there is in Uttarakhand, there is a college in Haridwar, which is Dev Sanskruti Vishwavidyalaya, which offers bachelor's in rural studies. Then there is also Sabargram Seva Mahavidyalaya in Gujarat, which offers this particular course. Then there is also Hemchandra North Gujarat University in Patan, which offers this particular course. These are some few universities that I have listed out, but there might be plenty more. And in your own state and your own districts also, there might be colleges or institutes offering this course. These are just some of the few institutes or colleges which offer this particular course. Apart from that, you might be thinking as to where can I work if I get into this particular course, or what are the job opportunities for me. So after completing this particular course, that is rural studies, you can apply for jobs at various government and public sectors, and also private organizations that work for rural issues. There are a lot of foundations, there are a lot of government programs, a lot of NGOs and not-for-profit organizations which work a lot for rural issues, from education to sanitation to hygiene to environmental changes. They work on different issues. So you can work at these organizations, and you also get an opportunity to work with several NGOs. And you can also create your own source of income by self-employment in this particular field, because you'll be studying subjects like agriculture, animal husbandry, forestry, dairy, horticulture. If you're doing any such activity, then you could also earn your own income by being self-employed. So this is one particular course which is called as rural studies. Apart from this, there is also one more area that you could explore, which is event management. So have all of you been to exhibitions, fairs, or flea markets where different stalls are available, and where they sell different items, from your arts to your t-shirts to your clothes to your accessories? There are different items that is sold. So let's look at this particular career option of event management. So event managers are the people who actually plan these events. It could be your exhibitions, it could be your flea markets, it could be any sort of open ground activities or closed activities. They are the people who plan or run such activities, and they organize such events or conferences or functions, so that a lot of people can attend and they can be part of it. So they organize these events for a huge crowd. It can sometimes they even work with corporate companies. Corporate companies or multinational organizations have their own events like product launches. If you look at mobile phone companies, every other month or quarterly, they come up with new mobile phones, correct? So to launch these mobile phones, they have a huge event. So there are event managers behind that particular event who take care of that particular event. They organize it, plan it well, so that there are smooth operations. So event management involves organizing an event, planning it, planning where it will be done, what is the theme of that event, how much will it cost, executing that event. So you'll get opportunities to work on different events. You'll be working on fashion shows, seminars or exhibitions or concerts, or even sometimes event managers also work on personalized events like weddings, birthday parties, or any different occasions. Then they also plan for themed parties for different organizations or for different MNC companies. And like I've mentioned, product launches like your TV, your mobile phone, or any different products. So these are the people who plan such events. And there is a lot of scope in the fashion industry, in newspaper houses, in corporate sectors, in the tourism and travel and tourism department, in hotel industry, in production houses. These are some of the sectors which require event managers. So once you finish your event management course, these are some of the sectors that you can be placed in, or where you will find job opportunities. And if you are capable event manager and if you have all the skills, then you can also start off your own company or your own event management company. So let us look at what are some of the courses that you could pursue. So event management again does not have stream restriction. You can be student, like for rural studies, you can be student of humanities stream or science stream or commerce stream, anything in your plus two level. And after your plus two, you have to finish your graduation. That is either BBA in event management or BMS in event management. BMS is nothing but bachelor's in management studies, and BBA is bachelor's in business administration. So in this particular course, there is specialization called as event management. Some of you who do not want to do a regular 3-year degree, then there are also diploma or certificate courses. Diploma courses are usually for 1 or 2 years, and certificate courses span for about 6 to 8 months. So there are diploma and certificate courses in event management which you could pursue. And after your graduation, if you still want to study and if you want to gain much more advanced experience in education, you could also do a master's degree, master's in event management, which is a 2-year degree. Then there is also something called as PG diploma. PG diploma in event management is a 1-year course. So if you want to advance or if you want to become an event manager for different events, then you could even look at that. So these are some of the courses that you could look at. So let's look at some of the institutes that offers this particular course. So there's Event Management Development Institute in Mumbai, which has this event management course. Then in Hyderabad, there is National Institute of Event Management. It's in Hyderabad, Pune, Ahmedabad, Bengaluru, and Delhi. Then there is also Alliance University in Bengaluru. Then there is International Institute of Event Management in Mumbai. So there are plenty of institutes these days which offer the course in event management. So if you can look at the image to my right hand side, so they do all of these activities from scripting for the event to decorating to budgeting to making sure that timelines are met and they have the event. They have. I think there's some disturbance.
Yeah,
Request
sorry
all
for that.
participants to remain on mute.
Yes. Dear parents and children, please mute.
Yeah. Okay. I'm so sorry. Thank you. Yeah, these are some of the event management institutes that's available, and there are plenty more institutes that offers this particular course. So that's about the career option event management. Apart from that, there are some other options that we could look at. One is fitness training. You all must be aware of the hype in fitness, correct? Most of you, and this entire pandemic, most of us were at home, but there were a lot of fitness training programs going on, and a lot of them are health conscious these days. They avoid food that is not nutritious and they focus a lot on their health. So fitness training is also gaining popularity these days, and there is plenty of opportunity for people who are interested in the health sector, nutrition, and the fitness sector. So fitness training is nothing but fitness trainers are people who work for the overall development of an individual in order to keep an individual fit and healthy. So they will be leading and teaching group fitness classes, individual fitness classes, and they design exercise programs and diet plans for individuals who approach them. So they usually work at gyms, they usually work at sports clubs, they usually work at nutrition institutes, and they also sometimes work with schools and colleges as fitness trainers. So they make sure that they oversee the entire strength training, stretching. There are different exercises. There's stretching, and then there is aerobics. There's different forms of training and different forms of fitness training. Like there's yoga. So they make sure that they develop all these programs and they oversee all the activities, and they usually motivate their clients and they train their clients in all these different fitness training exercises, and they make sure that the client reaches their goal, whether if they want to make sure that they're fit or whether they want to lose weight, gain weight, which whatever their goal is, they make sure that the clients meet their fitness goals. And they specialize in areas of aerobics, yoga, weightlifting, or any other activity. It could even be boxing, any other activity a gym or a fitness institute offers. So they also educate clients on nutrition as to what kind of food to eat and their lifestyle pattern, what time to sleep, what time to wake up, or what are some of the patterns that they have to follow, even weight control, and to maintain good health. They advise them and provide tips, and they educate them on all of these areas. So there are plenty of opportunities to work with sports clubs, gyms, fitness centers, and there's also fitness equipment manufacturing companies. All of you as students, you might be aware of the brand Decathlon, Nike, Reebok. So these are all fitness equipment manufacturing companies who usually manufacture different equipments for sports and fitness, and also t-shirts, shoes, and different products. And they also work with sports teams and games teams. And there is also available opportunities available in education sectors, like schools and colleges also sometimes hire for fitness trainers. So in order to get into fitness training, the career path is here. Again, there is no restriction of stream. You can be from any particular stream, that is science, arts, or commerce. But after your class 12, you have to finish your fitness training is not a regular degree program. And in India, we do not have a regular degree program for fitness training. It is usually a certificate program or a diploma course. So there are different institutes offering that course. I will let you know about it. So you have to either finish your diploma in fitness management or a fitness training certification, which is usually for 1 year or 1.5 years. And after that, if you still want to specialize in any particular area like aerobics or weightlifting or boxing, any particular area, you have opportunities to get certified in those areas as well. Or you could also do postgraduate diploma in fitness management. So now let us look at some of the institutes that's offering this particular course or certificate programs. So there's Gold's Gym Fitness Institute. Gold's Gym is across India. They have their own in all the topmost cities like Mumbai, Hyderabad, Pune, Bangalore, Delhi. All of these cities, there's Gold's Gym. So they have their own fitness institute in which they train people who want to get into fitness training. Then there is also GFFI Fitness Academy, which is Growth for Fitness Instructors Fitness Training Institute. This institute also offers this course. And you can also join professional physical fitness training programs. So companies like Reebok and Nike have their own course. Reebok has their Reebok Fitness Instructor Certification Program, which if you are willing to get into that particular program, you could join that as well. And Nike also has Nike Aerobics course, which you can get into. Then there is also an organization called BFY, which is Better Fitness for You. It is a private organization. It offers certificate courses in fitness. So they have different courses. You could look at their website if you are interested. Apart from that, there are also other private institutes, or there are also other gyms which offer certification programs. And apart from just our country, across the world also, in abroad, different countries like USA, UK, Singapore have their own institutes where you can get trained internationally. So you will be certified as an international fitness trainer. So some of these courses are online as well. So if you want, you could look at those also. And even if sometimes some of the courses do not require 11th and 12th, so even if you after 10th, if you are really interested into getting into this career path, you could also pursue certification program or short-term programs in this particular field. So that's about fitness training. And one more area that you all might be aware of is photography. So we all know that photography is again popular, with social media platforms becoming popular and widely used day by day. Photography is again one area that has gained a lot of importance. So photographers usually capture an image or capture a particular picture which has a lot of meaning and something that they want to convey to their audience. And we know that these days advertising industry, social medias like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of these different social medias uses a lot of pictures and images. And that is why photography has become very popular these days, and it is also emerged as a lucrative career options which pays them well, and it is also one of the thrilling options for a lot of Indian youths. A lot of them are passionate about it and they really want to make it their full-time career. So let us look at how to get into this particular field. Like I mentioned, photographers produce or they capture images or pictures to tell a specific story. There is a sometimes there is a message to it, or they even record an event. Okay, so there are branches in photography as well, like there's food photography, fashion photography, there's wildlife photography, there's product photography. So there are different branches in photography as well. Based on your interest, you could choose this specialization. But to start off with, it is better to have a generalized portfolio and have a lot of pictures. And once you know that you can excel in any particular part, then you could specialize in any particular field. So photographers also can find job opportunities in different sectors. They have plenty of opportunities in any sector, especially all the sectors that's there today requires photographers for their events. So there is opportunity to work in any sectors, or they can have their own studio, or they can have their own portfolio or page, and they could provide their services online. So some of the top sectors that hires photographers are especially press and public houses. Then there is social media companies again. Then there's advertising agencies, studios, industries because they have different products. They want photographers to capture their products and to advertise it. And educational institutes also have their own photographers because day in and day out they have different events or different themes across their schools and colleges, so they also require photographers. So some of the courses after class 12 is you could do an undergraduate diploma or degree in photography. As of now, there is no bachelor's degree in photography. Usually it is linked to journalism and mass communication, where one of the subject that you will be studying is photography. That's one way. Otherwise, there are a lot of diploma programs in photography. Most of them learn it by their own practice and learn it from others who are practicing photographers. But going in academic way is also better because you get to learn from basics. And after graduation, you can go ahead and do postgraduate diploma in photography as well. So let's look at some of the institutes that offers photography courses. So there's Film and Television Institute of India in Pune, which is mostly focused on broadcast journalism and mass communication. So they also have courses for photography. And then there's Mass Communication Research Center in Jamia University, New Delhi. Then there's also Institute of Mass Communication in Manipal. There's Symbiosis School of Photography itself, which mostly focuses on photography. So these are some of the institutes that I have listed out for photography, and there are plenty of other courses also that's available online. So you could learn, and there are some of, if you are still not sure about this career option, you could take up free courses on different websites and you could also access those courses to just learn some of the basics. But in photography, what happens is the most important part is having your own portfolio or having your own page, which has a lot of images that is clicked by you. That is going to give you more popularity. Having your own, like I mentioned, having your own social media page or website is important in order to get noticed. So one another interesting or unique career option is art therapy. So art therapy is nothing but it is an expressive form of therapy in which clients or customers, whoever come to a art therapist, they usually have to create an art which will help them in healing themselves, if in case they have any problems, which will help them in healing themselves. So here it is a creative process of making art of any form. It could be any sort of art. It is not restricted to any particular type. It can be any form of art. It is the use of a particular type of art to explore different feelings and emotions. So art therapy usually focuses on using art and art creating processes in therapeutic interventions, meaning in healing people. If in case they have any problem, any issue that they're going with, or if they have any difficulty in their on their day-to-day basis, that is how they heal. Through art, through making art, they heal and they feel better. So art therapists usually most of the people in the field of psychology opt for this particular career in art therapy, because they are skilled and they are the people who are involved in the well-being of different people and the mental health well-being. So this enhances general well-being by means of artistic expression. So just by creating art, people feel that their stress is reduced, or they feel better, they feel happy, their self-esteem is boosted, they gain a lot of confidence, and it also helps them in their overall mental health development. So once you acquire required certification in art therapy, you can work with hospitals, you can work with rehabilitation care centers where different people are admitted, or they are in rehabilitation care centers for different reasons. It could be addiction, or it could be of drug use of any sort, or any different addiction. And you could also work with clinics and psychiatric organizations. Sometimes they also work in senior communities and schools. So let us look at some of the courses that's available for art therapy. So the basic minimum criteria is you should have finished your BA or BSc in psychology in the graduation level. After your graduation, you could go ahead and do a diploma course in expressive arts therapy. If you are someone who's artistic and creative, and if you are also interested in the field of psychology, then you could look at this unique career option that is available, where you will be helping people in their overall mental health development. After your graduation, you could again do a one-year diploma program in postgraduate diploma in art therapy. So these are some of the options that you could look at. So some of the institutes that's offering this art therapy course is Indian Institute of Psychology and Research in Bangalore. Then there is UNESCO certified, UNESCO with the help of Fortis Hospital. So UNESCO and Fortis Hospital have come together and they have their own certified course in expressive arts therapy. This is also one institute that offers this particular course. Then in Chennai, there is a course called as East West Center for Counseling and Training and Women's Christian College. So this is again one program that you could look at, and there are plenty of others institutes that offers art therapy courses. So that is about art therapy as a career option. And this is mostly suitable for people who pursue their psychology degree, or even teachers, or even school counselors, or anybody who's interested in art therapy, or any graduate also can take up this certification program. Then there is one more interesting career option that you all could look at as students. I know most of you are into gaming and you play a lot of games. Now that PUBG is banned, you have different options in different games. So I think most of the students might be interested in this option, which is a video game tester. So the job of video game tester is to play games. Day in and day out, they have to just play games. So they support different game development companies or game development teams in playing different versions of game. So before a game is developed, somebody has to test it on a day-to-day basis to make sure that there is no bug in that game, or whatever changes are required has been done, or whether that game is working properly, and whether most of them can access that game. So game testers usually play games on a day-to-day basis, and they need to pay attention to each and every aspect of the game, and they need to be careful and check and make sure that all the elements of the game are working properly, and that there are no issues or no glitches in the game that they are playing. So they usually earn their living, or they usually earn money by playing just video games, which is not yet released in the market. And video game developers, so people who develop games, they depend on game testers in order to test the games. And some of the video game testers work in house in bigger companies. All the game development companies, they require video game testers, so you have work opportunities there. And there are also smaller studios which develops games, so you have opportunity to work there as well. And some of them work from home, and they are hired as contract workers also to test games. Like I mentioned, some of them also allow you to work from home to test games on your own computer or PC or your mobile phones. So there is no particular career path. Let me explain how one gets into this particular career. So there are no academic requirements in becoming a video game tester. However, a little bit of knowledge about programming, about software and hardware will only help you get better in this field. So to become a video game tester, first of all, you have to be sure whether you are interested and whether this is the right career for you. And there are some certificate programs and diploma programs available. If in case you want to pursue that, then it is an added advantage. Mostly you need to be someone who's interested in gaming, and you need to have better eye-hand coordination to play games. And you have to learn the basic skills and vocabulary that's used for gaming. Why are these arrows used, or why is the click of the mouse used, and which are some of the different features of a particular game. So all of these are some of the basic requirements, and just taking classes or taking degree programs, certificate programs will only boost your skills. So most of the game testers, they usually have a degree in game designing or video graphics, or they go ahead and do their bachelor's in computers, like BSc in computer science or BCA in computer science, and then they get into this field, because that's where they get some of the basic idea of software and hardware development. Even if you have taken computer science in your 11th and 12th, even that is going to help you in this field. So this is one exciting career option, because even the gaming industry is growing. So this is one option that you all could explore as students. So one of the other career options that I will be talking about is travel blogging or vlogging. So to just keep it short, travel bloggers or vloggers, again, with social media being more and more popular, and with the internet boom, there are a lot of people who travel to different places, different cities, different countries, and different states, and they use their online platforms to make money. So they usually share pictures of the destinations they've been to. They usually share videos of the destinations that they've been to, and that's how they make money. So the major difference between a blogger and a vlogger is someone who writes content for a particular blog. Vlogger is someone who creates videos for a blog post. That's the only major difference. And they go around the world and they share their traveling experience. So,
Petra, I call Rakunda. Call flow వస్తుంది.
Request all to mute on mute.
Sorry for that, Ms. Nehal. You can mute all. Just choose the mute all option. Children, please mute your windows. Nehal, if you are the host, you can mute all. You have the choice to mute all.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Usually for blogging and vlogging, the main criteria is that you need to be good at your language skills, because you'll be writing or you'll be creating videos. So in videos, you talk and you communicate, or while you're writing, you write posts. So your communication skills and your vocabulary need to be good. So doing a certificate course in creative writing is only going to help you. And because you're someone who will be editing videos or creating videos, having a little bit of experience in photography or video editing is again going to just boost your skills. So these are some courses that you could look at. Otherwise, there are no career options that you need to pursue. So that's about travel blogging or travel vlogging, and they have their own social media handles. So they just make it, they make sure that all of their pictures or videos are visually attractive. And most of the blogs or vlogs that you create should look professional, and it should be able to captivate or interest the audience. And you need to put in high quality content while you're into this field so that you have a lot of followers and you make money out of it. So that's about blogging as a profession. Then we have dancing. Dancing is again one another career option or profession that you could consider if you are a practicing dancer or if you are interested in the field of dancing. So it is a performing art wherein you move your body to rhythmic movements or inappropriate movements and do different forms of music. So there are plenty of dance forms that you could look at. So you could also, in the profession of dancing, you could also choreograph different dances, different live shows. You could dance at different events and weddings, or you could also be a celebrity dance trainer. These are some of the options that's available in dancing. And some of them who are good at dancing, they usually start their career in their early age when they are 6 or 8 itself, they start taking trainings. And these are some of the dance institutes that you could look at. Government College of Music and Dance, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka Sangeeta Nritya Academy, Bangalore. So these are some of the institutes. Apart from this, there are private dance institutes, like you all might be aware of Shamak Davar Institutes, and there are different dance institutes that offers dance training in different areas or different dance forms. So classical dance in India, it has been established as an arts course by the government of India itself. And there are courses for classical dance, and the University of India also offers dance courses under performing arts bachelor's degree. So because we are running out of time, I will just keep it short and I will give you a gist of the other courses. One more option that you all could explore is professional YouTuber. Most of you have access to YouTube to watch different videos. It could be related to your study content or anything for fun or any other show. So if you are someone who's interested to get into this profession, this is again one of the most upcoming and promising professions. Here again, you should be good at your editing skills and video making skills, and also your communication skills. Your channel can be focused on anything from beauty to travel to dance, education, fashion, gaming, technology, anything of that sort or anything that interests you. This is also gaining a lot of popularity. And students, if you want to get into the field of professional YouTubing, finishing your course or degree in mass communication or journalism, which is a 3-year degree course, can only help you in becoming a professional YouTuber, because here they will teach you different types of editing forms, how to report and how to create and edit videos. And there are also short-term courses in photography and filmmaking, which is only going to help you in becoming a YouTuber. So these are some of the courses that you could look at, and there are also online courses in digital marketing, which you could look at, or content marketing. These are all short-term courses which will help you in becoming a professional YouTuber. So initially starting off a YouTube channel might be a difficult task, or to get a lot of subscribers might be difficult. But if you create content that is worthy to watch and which people like, then you will earn very good revenue out of it. And there are a lot of YouTubers these days who are just making their income out of this particular profession. And once you have good amount of fan base, you could also promote different products on different brands. You get opportunity to collaborate with them, and they will pay you for the videos. So that's how YouTubers earn money. One last course that I will be talking about is makeup artist. Again, makeup artist is again a course in the glamour industry, which is again evolving quickly. A lot of people are choosing this course. So you get to work with TV artists or celebrities or different individuals who are interested for a makeup or a makeover. And they also have their own platforms on YouTube and social media pages. So here again, makeup course, there are makeup courses available, diploma or a crash course in makeup. And there is no degree courses available in India. You could do this course right after your 12th. So these are short-term courses which will train you, and these are job-oriented courses. Just by doing these courses, you can be placed in different saloons and different uh, glamour industry amongst different TV actors and celebrities, or even in theater arts, where they have different theater art performance on a day-to-day basis to work with different artists and to give them a makeover. So some of the institutes offering this course is a VLCC Institute, which is popular and it's in multiple locations across India. Then there is JD Institute of Fashion Technology in Bengaluru, which offers. Then there's Shahnaz Hussain International Beauty Academy. So there are plenty of even Lakme Academy, which is in Mumbai and Delhi, also offers these courses. So these are some of the courses, and you just need to finish your class 10 and plus 2, and then you could apply for these courses. Even on a part-time basis, you can do these courses. Some other career options that's available is spa management. This is just like for your information. So these are the people who are trained in spa management, where they will teach you anything that you would require to know about spa and how to maintain a good spa and what are some of the services that's available in spa. So this is again an option that students could look at if you are interested. Then there is one more career option called as tea tasting. Tea tasters or coffee tasters are also tea tasters and coffee tasters are also a career option, and they usually taste different teas or coffees that's brewed in order to achieve a particular taste. And there are many college and diploma degrees available for tea management as well. So here are some of the universities or institutes. Like there is Birla Institute of Futuristic Studies, then there is Tea Tasters Academy, and Indian Institute of Plantation Management, which offers certificate course in tea tasting and marketing. Then the last or different option that I would like to talk to you about is pet grooming. Some of you are really fond of pets and animals. So if you are someone who's interested in taking care of pets, in taking care of different pets and animals in order to maintain their hygiene or in order to make them look good, then pet grooming is also one career that is booming. From taking care of their hygiene to grooming them, from giving them bath or taking care of their health issues, pet groomers know everything about that particular animal. It can be cat or dog or anything. They work as a part-timer or a full-timer depending upon the profession that they choose. So they work with cats, dogs, horses, and this is a relatively new concept in India, and this field is also gradually picking up. So there are some certification programs for pet grooming, which is Whiskers and Tails Franchise and Pet Grooming Academy in Mumbai offers that course. And there is Fuzzy Wuzzy Professional Pet Grooming School, which also is a good option to train yourself in pet grooming. So that's about the career options or the different options that's available to all of you, or the unconventional career paths. So with that, I come to the end of unconventional career paths, or some of the career options that's available to all of you. So these are some options that I wanted to make you all aware of, because we all know about different programs and different regular or traditional programs that's already available. I hope these different unconventional and offbeat career options has helped you all in understanding what are some of the options that's different and some of the options that you could look at.